I think, there we go, today is the Friday the 5th of January 2024. We are back with another video. So, let's get right into it. Ring scores: readiness 65, sleep 74, activity, I believe it will be low 70s again. I didn't get enough steps in today because I've been sat at my desk doing calls. Calls made 100, no bookings again, sadly. Morning weight 87.2 kilograms. Food eaten 750 grams, 20% mince. 2 mugs of rice, basmati rice I think it is. Ton of butter in with that rice as well. Once it's cooked, you just get in there, the rice soaks it all up. A little bit of parmesan and we've got like some ham left over from Christmas. I had a slice of that as well. That's been pretty much it for today. What else have I gotten up to? Just work, just calling, just chilling, doing some reading. And now, like, it's the end of the day. It's what, 12:40? No, 11:40 even. And I'm tired, but we've finished everything we needed to do. Tomorrow's Saturday and Sunday, obviously, so I'm going to be figuring out the ideas for what I want my YouTube videos to be on over the next week. Yeah, just kind of plan out a little bit more, do some more reading. I want to try and get a bit further through this book because it's quite good so far. I'm quite enjoying it. But yeah, I'm excited. Another week. And this is a big thing that's been in my head a little bit today. I'm having the masculine urge to shave my head. And my hair's getting quite long. I haven't cut it in at least 4 months now. So I could just keep growing it, get it nice and long, and get some, but the thing is, because I want it, at the minute it's got a lot of volume to it. It's very puffy. I don't want it puffy. I just want it to be back and have that kind of wet look to it, just a bit more formed. At the minute it's just puffy and yeah, I just don't think it looks very good. There's too much volume to it. So I want that kind of wet look, but that means I have to start using some form of product, and then with the product, then you've got to start using lots of shampoo and conditioner as well. It just puts you down a whole rabbit hole with it. So what I could do is just say fuck that and just shave my head. And I haven't shaved my head in probably a couple of years now. So I think my head has started to change shape a bit. So it'll be interesting to see what it looks like without all the hair on top. So I imagine we'll see where we go with it. I might do it this weekend, so you may see me either tomorrow night or the night after with a lack of hair. So yeah, we'll wait and see. I'll stop talking about that now. But yeah, make sure you guys are following me on Instagram as well. I'm posting a couple of things on my story every now and again, just keeping you guys updated what I'm doing, like in the moment during the day. What was I thinking about? It's completely left my mind, you know? You have something right on the tip of your tongue and then it goes. But I really want to stress this. There's a point I really wanted to stress. And it's because we're already in the new year now. We're, 6 days in? 5 days in? Oh, my watch is all mucky. We're 5 days into the new year. Have you guys been on track with what you've been wanting to do? Are you staying consistent with your aims, with what you wanted to achieve? Or have you been slacking? And I want to really stress the point of making sure you've got a plan in place for A, what your goals are, and B, how you're going to achieve those goals. So right out, I'd say where you are in every aspect of your life right now. So fitness, health, wealth, relationships, spirituality, self-confidence, just there's so many different aspects of personal kind of, what's the word? There's so many different aspects of life so you can look at. So you can look at health, you can look at diet, you can look at fitness, you can look at strength, you can look at mental resilience, you can look at confidence, you can look at discipline, fear, bravery. There's so many different ways you can measure yourself, but I like to put it into the 3 to 5 main ones, which is health, wealth, relationships, fitness, and then audience, I guess you could do as well if you wanted to grow a bit of a brand. But those are my main like 3 or 4 ones. So health, wealth, relationships. Health is obviously your diet, your training, and your sleep, and that should be kind of a few basic things that you need to get sorted. So 8.5 hours in bed every night, because it takes you a little bit of time to fall asleep, and you wake up a couple of times in the night without realising it. Diet wise, find a good diet that works for you, but the main thing is cutting out all seed oils, cutting out all processed foods, and just eating a good diet which is consisting of mainly whole foods and good sources of fat, not seed oils. And so make sure you're getting plenty of red meat. Fruit is good, but make sure it's not covered in what are they called? Disinfectants, and what they're called, anti-bug. There's a word for it. It's just completely insecticides. God, I'm not feeling great with the words today. I'm struggling. But yeah, you see what I'm trying to say. So diet, find a diet that works for you. Stick to pretty much organic stuff. Stay away from stuff that's going to be rinsed with chemicals. Liquids wise, drink water, coconut water, or raw milk. Shop bought fruit juice isn't very good because it's normally just tons and tons of sugar, and it's like really, really shit for you. Unless you can get like freshly pressed orange juice and apple juice, then I recommend staying away from it. Just have a piece of fruit instead. That's probably just going to give you just as much good. And then training wise, what is it you want to achieve with the training? Do you want to be a runner? Do you want to be like an endurance athlete? Do you want to be a hybrid athlete? Do you want to just put on size? Do you want to be able to fight? Just figure out what aspect you want to chase most. Obviously you can do a bit of everything, but then that will slow down your progress quite a bit because you won't be focusing all on one thing. But I reckon this is personally what I'd do. Learn how to fight, put on weight, get stronger with like the gym, with muscle, like doing weights and things, and on the side, like still train fighting fairly regularly, like once, twice a week maybe. Yeah, and that's the health. So that's what fitness, health, wealth, relationships. Wealth wise, find a way you can work. So whether it is just a 9 to 5 job that has some potential for you to progress in the future, do that. Or try and start a side hustle, try and start your own business, try and just do something new, get another job that's in something that interests you. Pursue something that you want to do, not that you have to do, not that you need to do. Get a part-time job that pays the bills, and then do something else that you want to do, that you really, really want to do. That's kind of wealth covered. And then relationships, that's pretty simple. Just spend more time with people you love. Figure out, well, do you want to be in this situation with your spouse? Do you want to maybe build that bridge up again with that person that you've been friends with but you haven't spoken much with? Set those little goals and just do that for everything. So you want to look at what you want to aim to achieve and then work your way back. So let's say this is a very easy way to look at it. You've got a funnel. So this end, you've got the end result, which is being able to bench 100 kilograms. And then let's say that's going to take you, okay, to be able to bench 100 kilograms, I should be able to bench 90 kilograms for 4 repetitions. Okay, that means I've got to be able to do to do 90 for to do 90 for 1 repetition, I've got to be able to do 80 for 5 repetitions, and then keep working your way back to where you are now. You'd be like, okay, now I need to get to this point, then this point, then this point, and you work your way across. And it's the same thing with sales as well. When you look at, you've got that diagram, that cone diagram, so it's like that, and you've got your aim here. So your closed sale, the money you make. So let's say it's 20k. You want to make 20k from each sale, each deal that you close. You make 1,000 just to make it easy. So you've got to close 20 deals. Let's say from those 20, your closing rate from the calls that you actually take is, just to be easy, let's say it's 50%. That's quite high, but let's say it's 50%. So that means to close 20 deals, you need to take 40 calls to be able to close those 20. So then you've got to, so you work your way back. So you've gone from the 20k you want to make, 20 calls that you've got to take, 20 deals you've got to close, 40 calls that you've got to take, and then you've got to look at how many people actually book calls, or how many people no-show out of those calls, how many calls are actually booked, and you keep working your way back to the very first step, which is how many people you've got to reach out to, and then what would the next step be? How many people reply to those messages? How many people show interest? How many people go on to book a meeting? How many people show up to the meeting? How many calls you actually end up taking? How many calls you end up closing? And then that's your end result. So you keep going on from the very end result, you work your way backwards. And you can do that with absolutely everything. So I've probably waffled a bit there. I hope you got the point. I really do, because it's quite important. But if you didn't, then watch it again. And if you still didn't, put a comment make a comment in the comments, put something down there and say, Jack, you're waffling. Do it again. Tell us what you actually mean. Slow down. Explain it a little bit better. Get a piece of paper up, draw a little diagram, and get it figured out. But I'm getting pretty tired, so I'm going to go to bed, and we will see you guys in the morning. See you later.